In this video, I'm going to talk about when should you start doing email marketing for your drop shipping or your e-commerce store. Okay, so let's say you're scaling, you're spending money on ads, and you're finally getting profitable. At what point do you need to focus on email marketing? Okay, and then how should you actually do it? Because you've got so many options. You can do it yourself, you can hire a freelancer, or you can work with a different company or work with an agency to get them to do it for you. Okay, so let's answer the first question. When should you start your email marketing? So if you're at $1,000 a day in sales, that's probably a good point to then start focusing on email marketing. Okay, if you're drop shipping and if you haven't made a consistent couple of grand every single day, then it's probably not worth it, right? Because your sales per month are probably only like 30K per month. So I'd say it's not worth it. So personally, I would wait till you get to at least $1,000 a day consistently for a couple of days, and then you can do it. And with emails, you can always come back and back populate anyways, so you're not going to miss out on too much money. But once you're at that level, it's really important that you then start to focus on email marketing. Okay, so then the next thing is, how do you get it done? So do you do this yourself? Personally, I don't recommend you do this yourself. If you've got the store to that level, you're probably focusing on other things, trying to build systems in the business, trying to hire more people. So I don't recommend spending all your time writing copy, trying to understand Klaviyo, trying to do email designs. I don't think that's the best thing to do, okay? Hire a freelancer. You can hire a freelancer. The problem is most of the time you're going to be working with one person and they're just going to be your email generalist, where they're going to write the copy, be average at copy. They're probably going to do some designs. They're going to be average at design. And then they're going to do your Klaviyo implementation, which is going to be average as well. Okay. Trust me, there's no expert out there that exists in all of these areas. I've been trying to find this person that doesn't exist. That's why inside of our company, we have to hire copywriters, designers, Klaviyo techs, account managers. Okay. So it takes so many different people to fulfill all of these tasks and this role basically. So my next option, should you hire an agency? Okay, if you're only at $1,000 a day, I don't recommend you hire an agency because you're only making 30 grand a month. Okay, if you're making 50, 100K a month, then you can definitely work with an agency. Personally, what I would recommend is doing a hybrid offer, and we offer this at Email for Brands, where we come in for a one-time setup fee, we set up all your flows, we give you templates, we give you a campaign calendar, and then we coach you or someone from your team how to manage emails and how to make sending campaigns as simple as posts on social media. Okay, if you look at Alex Hormozy, he's preaching this. He always recommends, I'd work with an agency, or I'd just pay them to show me how to do it, and then I'd take it in-house and do it myself. So that's what I'd recommend there. You'll save a lot of money here. Yes, you'll have to upfront to get someone to come in and build out your flows, but then you're going to save money in the long run. So you're going to have that agency level expertise for a much lower price. Okay, so then you've turned on your email marketing. You know how you're going to do it, which is through this hybrid offer, or you can pick one of the other options if you'd like. So then what do you set up and what do you get done? So what I'd recommend is setting up your first two phases of your flows, okay? So phase one, this is your most important, and we call it like the 80-20 principle. Like 80% of your revenue is gonna come from like 20% of your flows, and that's gonna be phase one. So your phase one of your flows is your welcome flow, your abandoned checkout flow, and your customer thank you flow. So these are the three most important flows. And the biggest problems we see inside of these flows, even for like 7 and 8 figure brands, number one, the flows just aren't long enough. They only have a couple of emails in there, okay? Add these flows, get them beefy, make them long, okay? Make them 5 to 10 emails. The second biggest problem I see with like big brands is they don't A/B test the core emails. Your welcome 1 and your welcome 2 and your abandoned checkout 1, 2, and 3. Like these are your most delivered emails, but people aren't A/B testing them. Like if you can double your click rate, you can potentially double the revenue that's coming from that email. Okay, so you need to A/B test. It really doesn't take much, and you can either A/B test the different metrics. You can test the open, you can test the clicks, or you can test the placed order, which would be a landing page. If you're testing the clicks, it would be some sort of copy inside of the email. Then obviously the open would be sender name, subject line, preview text, right? So you want to test one of those. And then the third biggest problem that I see inside of like the main flows is a lot of brands just have their time delays way too long. Well, they'll have like wait 2 days and then it'll be like, wait 3 days, wait 4 days. Like for most of our clients, we're sending like 3 or 4 emails within 24 hours. For some clients, it's way more aggressive. So like send after 15 minutes and send after 3 hours, send after 8 hours, you know? So you want to send more emails, because when your customers, like for the abandoned checkout, for example, when your customers, you get to your checkout, they're quite warm, okay? They have a high buying intent. So you want to make sure that you follow up with them before they go back to Facebook, and Facebook's magic algorithm is now showing them a bunch of ads from all the competitors and they can get it for a better price, right? So it's really important that you do those 3 things, okay? And then phase 2 of your flows. So I recommend just setting up phase 1, making them beefy, making them good. But when you do have that done, you can set up phase 2, which is your browse abandonment, your post-purchase upsell, and then your win-back flow, okay? So you get these set up, and then if you want to set up phase 3, then you have your abandoned cart, VIP customer, and then cross-sell. Now, one thing to note, every brand is a little bit different. For some brands, a win-back isn't going to bring in as much revenue compared to other brands. It all depends if you have a consumable product, a core product like a hero product, or something else, right? So once you have your flows set up, also obviously when you have your welcome, you connect that to a pop-up. I always recommend doing a pop-up. So once you get your core flow set up, you then want to focus on campaigns, okay? How many campaigns should you send out? As many as possible. That's what we always recommend. For most of our clients, we're sending between like 15 to 25 campaigns a month. During Q4, during Black Friday, it can go to like 60 plus, right? 2 emails a day. It can go way more. But if you're starting off, just send like 3 emails a week. And if you want to make it simple, you can mix this up to different types of emails, right? So you have different style of emails, right? Number 1 is you have plain text emails. Number 2 is you have design heavy emails, like design emails that you build in Figma or in Canva. And then you have what we call hybrid emails, and these are emails that you can build directly in Klaviyo, and these have a mix of text and design elements or photos in there, okay? And then there's 3 different types of like emails that you can send in regards to your content, okay? You can do educational emails, so this can be educating people about their product or about your brand or about the different benefits. Then you can also do weekly, like a weekly newsletter or weekly series. So this can be something that you can do every single week. And we do this for a bunch of different brands. And we've been doing this for some brands for years. And like every couple of months, we might change it a little bit, but they have like a weekly newsletter around their brand or tied back to the founder or about a different product or a different like educational series or whatever it is, right? So you want to do something that kind of like ties in the community a little bit. And like this has been working really, really good. We've been doing this for one brand, and even if we do like big sale days or like big Black Friday sales, like this newsletter every week just absolutely crushes it, right? And it's branded as well. So it's branded like a newsletter. So it's different from all their emails, right? So do that. Try and think of something like one we do for one of our clients is like supplement school, like Saturday supplement school, where every Saturday we send out an educational piece of content about a new supplement or about something new that's coming, right? And then the third type of email that you can do then is obviously like a sales and a conversion email, so pushing people to actually buy your products, right? And that can be through a sale, that can be through an offer, and that can be just through promoting the product, right? So I'd recommend doing that. If you can get that far, you'll be off to the races. You should be able to make a bunch of money from email. If you have any questions, or if you want us to hop in and do a free audit, you can just reach out to jordan@emailforbrands.com. But that's really it. Like, email is one of the most simple and predictable things that you can implement for your brand, but it just takes a lot of work, and it's just very labor intensive because you have to write all the copy, you have to do all the design, you have to add it into Klaviyo, and that never stops. It's not like ads where you can get a good ad and you can leave it running. You just got to create a couple of different versions. Like, email is just never ending, right? It's like 52 weeks a year, 365 days. It just doesn't stop, right? So to summarize, I highly recommend don't do this in-house, like by yourself. Don't build an in-house team. Don't work with an agency. Don't hire a freelancer. I recommend that you do the hybrid offer. You get someone to set it up all for you, show you how to do it, and then get one person to help you in-house manage it, right? So I think that's the best strategy, and a lot of more brands are going to be doing that in 2025, and they're all going to be following us once we start rolling out our offer, right? So that is thing number 1. Thing number 2, obviously do that once you get to a minimum of like $1,000 a day. if you have your brand there, or if you're like run up a dropshipping store, once you get to about $1,000 a day, you can go and start setting this up. Okay. Thing number 3 was set up phase 1 of your flows. So that is your welcome flow, your ban and checkout flow, and your customer thank you flow. And I didn't touch too much on the customer thank you, but it's probably the most important flow because you only get one chance to make a good first impression. So you want to make sure that you deliver a good brand experience, you indoctrinate people into the product, or obviously into your brand. You want to push them to leave feedback, not just reviews, but push to get feedback, so then you can change your product and make iterations if needed. So that's your customer thank you. Super, super important. A lot of brands neglect it. And then the next thing you want to do is just send consistent campaigns. And like I said, you can send text emails, design emails, or hybrid emails. And then the content inside of those emails can be educational. It can be some sort of weekly newsletter, or it can be pushing sales and conversions emails, like different offers and stuff like that. Right? That is everything. Any questions, reach out. Or if you want to learn more, you can go to emailforbrands.com. Hope this helped, and go implement it and check out some of the other videos that we have on the channel if you want to learn more. Cheers.